friends, and welcome back to my channel in Vlogmas Day 6. Welcome to my first installation of DrAierDavis's Naughty List. Now you know it's Christmas season, it's the holidays. Santa has his nice list where you get all the gifts, the cookies. Then he has his naughty list where you get coal in your stuff. No gifts, no happiness, no sunshine. And a lot of you dental TikTokers and do-it-yourself dentists and all that stuff, y'all are on my naughty list, and it's time to have those discussions. If you made it this far, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Make sure you like, comment, shoot, make your own naughty list in the comments, okay? Tell me, even if it's a dentist, well actually, don't put no dentist in my comments because I ain't trying to get no litigation. But even if it's something that your dentist does that you think is naughty, that turns you off, put it in the comments below. We can talk about it because there's so much to talk about in the world of dentistry. The first person on my naughty list may surprise you if you've been a follower of my content, but I'm gonna explain. Just walk with me, and that is oil pulling. Not necessarily oil pulling actually, but the TikTok oil pullers. We gonna have to fight. It's time to square up. Let me explain. First of all, I want to talk to you about a few things. Number one, what is oil pulling? I will link a video that I've made previously that talks about what oil pulling is, how it works, and just kind of gives you a really quick lesson about the practice, right? Number two, why are these TikTokers on my naughty list? We're going to talk about that in depth. And number three, just some resources and things for you to consider, take back with you about the practice, about oil pulling, and about your dental health. So number one, what is oil pulling? Is it something new? Is it something that just popped up because of TikTok shop? Is Guru Nanda the sole founder of oil pulling? The answer to all of those questions is no. Okay, in dentistry there are many ancient practices. I wrote an article in dental school about ancient Egyptians and how they used different remedies to treat their teeth. There were ancient Mayan cultures that had different practices on how they wanted to treat teeth and jewel teeth and things like that. So dentistry has existed for the test of time. Since we've had teeth, there's been somebody in the community to go to when you had tooth problems, tooth pain, and they've had their own different ways of fixing them. Now, especially in the United States, dentistry has been modernized. We use things like fluoride, digital dentistry, 3D x-rays, things that weren't available and accessible in the past. Another thing with modern dentistry is that we have the ability now to test a lot of things, to do a lot of research papers, systematic reviews, meta-analysis, all the scientific things to see what's the true effectiveness of these products. Is it really effective and working? And that's what you have to ask yourself in dentistry. And effective can mean multiple things. Is it scientifically effective? Meaning, has it been clinically proven? If I say this is DrAierDavis's toothpaste and it will grow a new tooth in your mouth after you get one taken out, okay, well, have a good amount of a study group use this toothpaste and shown that a tooth grows? Was the tooth ever out of the person's mouth in the first place? Like, these are things you have to consider. Sidebar, there was a TikTok video that went viral about mouthwash increasing people's blood pressure, right? The video went viral. There was a study that was done where the participants used mouthwash and they saw that their blood pressure went up, which means that made them more prone to cardiovascular disease, right? So I went digging, because you know one thing about DrAierDavis, I'm nosy and I'm gonna go find it out, especially when it comes to dentistry, because I, someone that has a whole dental degree, had never heard of that in all my days. I look up the article and guess who they were testing the mouthwash on, y'all? Just guess. Obese people. Now, no shade to obese people, but don't you think as a viewer that if I do anything in an obese person, they will likely have a higher blood pressure to begin with? Right? But when you put something out there like that, that makes you think that anybody that uses mouthwash, it'll make their blood pressure go up. And that is what? False. Now they're on the naughty list too. I don't even remember the author of that, but y'all on the naughty list. But anyway, back to oil pulling, because y'all know I get off topic. So what does oil pulling do? Right? So oil pulling is an ancient Ayurvedic, I hope I'm saying that right, I looked it up and I pronounced it wrong in one of my old videos, but forgive me. But basically an ancient Indian tradition, right? The premise of it is that you swish around certain oils like peppermint oil, coconut oil. There are lots of oils that actually have very beneficial impacts on your oral cavity and have been clinically studied and proven to do so, right? You swish the oil around in your mouth for an extended period of time, right? So it's not just swish, done, perfect smile. No, people are swishing for 10 minutes and beyond, for hours for a very, very long time. So oil pulling has very, very, very old roots. There are actually studies and articles that have been published about the effectiveness of oil pulling. I'll link one in the description box. That's a meta-analysis, included 9 randomized controlled trials, which are really, really good types of studies. So I'll link that article for anybody that wants to read it and reference it. In that article, they found that the bacterial load in the saliva was decreased in patients that oil pulled, but the plaque index, meaning how much plaque was actually on the surfaces of patients' teeth, and the gingival index, meaning where their gums inflamed, prone to bleeding, etc., there was no difference in the oil pulling group versus the group that did not oil pull. A lot of times when you see research on oil pulling, number one, you won't see a lot of US studies. You'll see a lot of Indian studies, a lot of UK studies, a lot of European studies, because there's not a lot of literature in the United States, and especially not in the ADA, that supports oil pulling as a technique, right? When it comes to oil pulling, you'd be surprised, a lot of popular mouthwash brands like TheraBreath, Listerine, Tom's of Maine, many mouthwashes that we know and love have essential oils in them, because some of them have been proven to directly impact certain bacteria that cause harmful things to happen in the mouth. Using essential oils as a dental practice is not a bad thing. It's actually a positive thing, and it has been clinically proven to work. So that's the practice of oil pulling. And another caveat is something that's very important, especially as it pertains to Guru Nanda pulling oil, is that after you oil pull for a significant amount of time, you need to what? Brush your teeth, okay? Let's just remember, that's at the foundation of all of this, is toothbrushing, okay? If we could all just brush our teeth, I may be out of a job. But we're not gonna get on that high horse. Number 2, the TikTokers. Honey, okay, so you may be watching this and say, Dr. DrAierDavis, I've seen you post videos about oil pulling all the time. Like, what's the difference between your video and another TikToker's video? I'm gonna tell you the difference, okay? The difference is I'm not capping. You know what I'm saying? I'm not selling y'all fallacies. People are on TikTok abusing Guru Nanda pulling oil to get their TikTok shop funds. And don't get me wrong, in this economy, the funds are needed, okay? I understand. I too need the funds, okay? I've linked Guru Nanda pulling oil on plenty of my videos talking about it, right? But I want to talk about the truth. There are people on here with bright white teeth that have clearly been touched by a dentist's hands and not just some pulling oil, telling people, oh, you want to know the trick to how my teeth got this white? This is it. This is what it looks like. There are people on here with visible calculus on their teeth that I can see. I know y'all can see, talking about, my gums stopped bleeding and I stopped having this once I oil pulled. There are people on here saying, I went to the dentist and I needed a root canal. Then I went back and I oil pulled and I didn't need one no more. I went to the other dentist. He said, I don't see a root canal. I don't see the nick. Stop the cap. Stop lying. Stop lying to these people to get your revenue from TikTok shop, okay? Because here's the thing. I am never saying, and you've never seen me say, that oil pulling is bad for you. A lot of dentists refer to oil pulling as a scam. A lot of dentists say it's not effective, it doesn't work. And I think a lot of that comes from, one, lack of research, right? Dentists like to be evidence-based. Our dental school training does not teach us about oil pulling. It may reference, I never heard of it at my dental school, but maybe other schools that may reference it, right? But it's not something that's foundational in the practice of dentistry that we should be recommending to our patients, right? Therefore, most dentists are going to be like, no, it don't work. People just trying to get you to buy a product, right? And did a lot of dentists say that about a lot of different dental products? Some products that you may really like, some dentists may be like, that don't work. I've used it, it does not work. Literally, products that we use in my specialty that cost hundreds of dollars. Some of my specialists, some fellow specialists are like, that don't work, I don't buy that, you know? And they have been tested time and time again, and people are like, but what does it really do? You know, dentists are very critical, right? So that could be a big reason why you see a lot of dentists say it's a scam. Another reason is that oral health education is so low in our country, and patients already don't go to the dentist like they should. About 40% of adults over the age of 40 have gum disease already. So that out of 10 people, that's 4 of them. approaching 5 that have gum disease. And I can promise you maybe 1 of the 4 is actually getting it treated, right? So as a dentist, I'm concerned when I know that the dental health of the population isn't the greatest, and I already, not me, but as a dentist, may not believe in the effectiveness of oil pulling. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is it doesn't work. Like, you need to come to a professional, right? But the thing about dentistry is we get a really bad rep of being people who are like money hungry, money grabbers, like trying to overcharge, overprice. And dentistry is a job just like everybody else's. People have to keep the lights on, and dentistry is expensive. On the dentist's behalf, you see it as expensive because these are your teeth we're talking about. You only get 1 set of adult teeth, right? You use them every day to eat, talk, speak. They're important, so they're an investment, right? But on the patient side, it's like times is hard, okay? I don't have, for example, I'm a periodontist. You may come to me and need a deep cleaning, and I'll say, okay, it's $250 per quadrant. Insurance doesn't cover it. It may be hard for you to come up with that money, and that's understandable. That doesn't change the treatment that I recommend. That doesn't change your diagnosis just based off your pockets, but that's something that's understandable from like a lay person, okay? I'm a dentist, but honey, I haven't been a dentist all my life, okay? Coughing up $1,000 is a lot for a lot of people. But again, I'm getting off topic. So the TikTokers are on my naughty list because I feel like they are selling fallacies to a population that already doesn't have the best dental education. Nothing is wrong with oil pulling if you do it right, and I personally feel like oil pulling is great to give you a oral health routine. Just like how we have skincare routines and workout routines, I think adding oil pulling to your oral health routine is great. Also, they have different formulations with DrAierDavis, and DrAierDavis is not the only oil pulling brand. I mean, it's just a brand that I'm familiar with. I know a lot of people that just switch coconut oil around, period. They'll go to, one of my favorite TikTokers goes to Kroger, gets coconut oil, she switches that around. Beautiful teeth. You cannot tell me that her using coconut oil did not impact her smile. As a dentist, all the knowledge that I know, I would say that's not true. I think that her using that and having that practice to take care of her teeth absolutely impacted her smile and made it as beautiful as it is. But I also see her brushing her teeth. I also see her flossing. Okay? Now I'm not in her bathroom every day. But for what she put on TikTok, I see that. So the results match. But when I see people with veneers holding up a bottle talking about people wonder how when I see people with clear calculus, I can see it from a mile away. Holding up a bottle talking about no bleeding, nothing happened. Naughty list. Coal in the stocking. No gifts from DrAierDavis this year. Lastly, I'm gonna put in the description box just some resources, a link to the article I talked about, just a few mouthwashes that actually have essential oils in them. And I'm going to link DrAierDavis pulling oil because I think that it's great. I do think it's effective. They are known for having holistic products that don't have alcohol, don't have fluoride, things like that. And remember, before a lot of these popular dental products had all these ingredients in them, there were dental products that did not, okay? In the early 1900s, 1800s, there were dentists, there were people practicing dentistry, there were people cleaning teeth without fluoride. Dentistry is an ever-growing field, right? So if you want to try oil pulling, I definitely recommend you giving it a try. It's not anything that's going to be harmful to you. Make sure you're brushing your teeth afterwards and just see if you like it. I personally think, and I haven't done any clinical studies to prove this, but I think that it makes the plaque on your teeth more evident to a patient that may not really know and understand the feel of it. For example, a lot of times we tell patients to grade your tongue across your teeth, and if it feels fuzzy to you, then there's plaque there. And I've been with patients that have plaque everywhere, and they grade their tongue across their teeth, and they're like, I don't feel nothing, right? So then what do you do as a dentist? Do you tell them like, you a fool and it's plaque all over, right? Me personally, I'll take a patient mirror, I'll lean them back, I'll take an instrument, and I'll gently wipe the plaque off and say, see, this is what it looks like. I'll show them ways to kind of lean into the mirror, open their mouth, look at the teeth surfaces. Don't just brush, say I brushed for 5 minutes and I'm good. Look and see if you're actively taking that plaque off of your teeth, right? I personally think if you could give it a try, if you want to try oil pulling, that oil pulling helps with that. When you switch around for a significant amount of time, when you feel how your teeth and your mouth feels after that, you can feel and detect the plaque on your teeth. Therefore, you can brush it off better. Therefore, a better, healthier smile. Now, that's just Dr. Davis's theory. It has not been clinically proven or tested, so don't try to come for me if you're a dentist, okay? Maybe I'll get a lab one day and test it. That's to be determined. But that's just my thought. That's the first episode of the naughty list. Stay tuned for who else makes it onto my naughty list. I hope you learned something. I hope you gained something to continue to protect your healthy smile during the holiday season and beyond. Once again, remember to like, comment, subscribe, comment any questions you have below. Connect with me on all social media platforms. Follow me on TikTok so you can see the right oral pulling videos, okay? Not the wrong one. That's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 7. Wow, a whole week of vlogs. Even though I got like 30 views collectively, we rolling, and I'm proud of that. Okay, I'll see y'all next time. Bye.